We'll see how people are doing over on YouTube this morning. So it's about 4 of 9, and I'm hosting another trading summit here in my office. This is the second one that I've done this year. We did 4 of them or 5 of them. We did Las Vegas, New York, Orlando, Miami, another one back in Orlando. I guess it was 5 of them. And now I've done 2 here in my office, and these ones have been smaller. And what's been nice about this is that it's easier to schedule them kind of close together because it's not a whole lot of, it's not a huge event. So I've got 4 traders sitting here. Henry's going to be here, I think, later this afternoon. He's got his $1 million badge, so I'm excited to hear about some of the things that he's going to contribute to the conversation.
Big Poppy.
Yeah. But so there's Nick at the end. Yep. So you can see him there. From California. TD Ameritrade is his broker, momentum trader, and trades fairly, almost a little bit more similar to Danny in a way. Definitely pretty active. Anyways, he'll tell you more about his strategy as we get through the day. Marcelo over on the other side here.
We laugh.
So, people are like, Ross, you don't have enough, people from El Salvador. You should at least get someone. So
It's funny because it is the first country that it has nothing to do with trading, but it has Bitcoin as its currency. So it's in me. It's in my blood.
Yeah, it is.
How are they doing with that, by the way?
Not good.
Yeah, that's different. So, and then Timmy from Alabama.
Yep. From Huntsville, Alabama. Kind of same as Danny a little bit with Jorge, mainly dips, not a whole lot of breakouts in this market for sure.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, right on. And then Larissa, many of you guys have heard from Larissa.
Hi.
She's been a member for a long time. So, and a momentum trader, maybe a little bit more like Jess in a way, more selective.
Yeah, I would say so. Selective. My trades are very similar to Ross and Jess B, $1 million badge holder in our chat as well.
Yep. So, yeah, all right. Well, today we're looking at a gap scanner that's, and by the way, reminder for those tuning in on YouTube, trading is risky. My results aren't typical, and there's no guarantee you'll find success whether you trade on your own or you learn from me. If you want to attend this event virtually, I'm going to stream this whole event to Warrior Pro members. So we have a 2-week trial that you guys could check out, and I'll post that right down here on the YouTube chat. So you're welcome to check that out if you want. If not, no big deal. I'll be streaming the morning show as always this week, 30 minutes or so. But if you want to be able to tune in for the whole morning and the afternoon content, then you could do that 2-week trial. All right. So this morning we're working with a little bit of a lighter gap scan. Leading gapper SXTC is up 33%. It's a cheaper stock. IOVA is a higher float. A couple other higher float stocks on the scans. Checking out the S&P. Sometimes when I see higher float stocks, I wonder what's going on in the overall market. But the overall market's actually pulling back just a little bit. So it just happens to be that there's a few lower, higher float stocks on the scan. But leading gapper's only 32%. So I'm at no trades right now.
Yeah, I got no trades either. I think this is going to be a day that we have to just wait, see if something hits to hide the momentum scanners. And unfortunately, I think XPEB is going to take the show again.
XPEB.
Yeah.
So 3 of us are on no trades, but Nick and Timmy, you guys have both.
Nick's on a couple L's today.
I've got paper cuts on ENSC.
Okay.
There was probably 2 small trades you could have taken that I think would have been decent, but I was not in them. So 2 cents down for me.
ENSC, I hesitated on the first 1-minute candle to make a new high. And, son of a gun, that pattern ended up working. Nice trigger there, 5 cents. Yeah. In theory, a 5-cent stop, but the volume was light. It goes up to 3. Pulled back to VWAP, came back up, dropped down.
That's the cleanest setup with Zeno Day, honestly.
I was not expecting it to pop to 3 there.
So I'll grab a screenshot of this and add to the classes. It's a head and shoulders pattern. So we see that, quite a bit, but I always like to get examples of it, and I'll just add to the classes. Okay, so ENC, head and shoulders.
I also got DBGI and RMED as possible continuation plays.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of volume right now, but they've been moving in the last couple of days. So if we don't have anything with fresh news, I don't know, these might do something.
So Armed,
So we can get some fresh news right here at 9. But
back that chart out a little bit.
nothing's
So
moving.
Armed, okay, yeah, I see what you're seeing there. Oops. Yeah, you've got static support, and then DBGI. So DBGI had a move the other week, and then we knew it has shelf registration, and then they came out with secondary offering, and then we had that sell off. So now it's a little bit of bounce off the low. Tops also, when I did my game plan episode last night, the news had already come out of a secondary offering priced at $2. So, interesting stuff. So that's tops.
For TOPS, I think it needs to sell off a little bit more for it to be a good dead cat bounce. For now, it's just too fresh out of the secondary offering.
Which one? DBGS?
No, TOPS. I was thinking
tops.
like it needs to sell off a little more before it becomes like a dead cat bounce.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and, on the topic of buying when people are not interested for a trade, I suppose you could buy it in this area with a stop at, $1.50. That would be a little far,
Yeah.
but that's just not what I'm looking for and not the way I usually day trade. So leave that one alone.
Yeah, there's a lot of distinctions when you're buying like that. It's not quite just like, oh, there's nothing going on. Let's just buy it. Yeah, that's not really what I would recommend doing.
No. Yeah, but it is tough because we're sitting here and you feel like I'm not really, what am I doing? I'm just sitting here looking at the computer screen. I should be doing something. I should be trading. I should be hitting the keys. And the reality is probably most days, I mean, my trades are pretty short, 5 minutes on average. So, and some of them are much shorter than that. So like I could be sitting here for 2 hours and then all of a sudden something pops up and I get a dip and then we get a break at the $0.50 whole dollar. And in 30 seconds or 2.5 minutes, whatever it is, I'm at 1,000 on the day. And
Right.
all of the time before and all the time after was just part of what I had to do to be there. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know, like if you work in sales and you're sitting around, you're waiting for a phone call. I mean, if you're not there to answer the call when it rings, you're going to miss the sale. So part of the job is just sitting and kind of waiting. And yeah, I guess it'd be nice if you can find a way to be productive during your waiting time while still being able to actively focus. I know you've got a job that lets you work from home.
I do.
Yeah. What if, and Timmy, you
Yeah,
don't, because you're doing pressure watching.
Yeah, no, I have my own business, so it keeps me out of trading past when I should be gone, which
Yeah.
for me is around my time, like 9:30, which our time like 10:30 here. So
Right.
really an hour after the market open, I'm
Yeah.
gone off to work. So
Yep. So
there's no way I really can stay past that, which has helped me a lot. I used to lose money in the afternoons,
Yep.
but it's not really any
Jorge
power
says, sorry, Timmy. He's watching AVXL. I do like the look of that one too. There's not much volume on it right now, but I'm just keeping it on watch.
Yeah, I think I've traded that one before.
Maybe Excel, yeah, it was moving on Friday.
Right.
It's not on the gap scanner though, so that's kind of what's keeping me out of it right now. We have like nothing really obvious. So
Maybe Excel reminds me of XPEV, just bigger flows, grinding up, grinding down.
I don't know if I
you
thought the
say,
float
grind
was
me up,
lower
grind
on
me
that one, but we'll see.
AVXL's easy to borrow at light speed, 78 million shares outstanding. So, Marcelo, I know you've got a YouTube channel, so you
Yeah.
got a side hustle. Well, let's give it a shout out.
Shout out. All right. You can find me Mighty Stocks and on YouTube.
There you go.
There you go.
So that's a side hustle. Gives, keeps you.
I'm primarily just doing day trading full time.
Yeah.
But the part that you said that I truly believe that a trader is made in the sitting and it's made outside trading. It's like in the discipline and all that. And it's very tricky because I live in the Pacific Standard Time. So for me, after the first couple of hours are done, it's still super early. And it's like, just because you're sitting here, it's very easy to convince yourself to start jumping in trades, giving profits back. And it's just such a tough mental game. And being able to have that discipline to sit tight is what truly makes or breaks you as a trader.
Yeah.
So for me right now, even though of course I want to be shining here with Ross, trying to have a big P&L and all that, if there's not a setup, if free market is not my forte, there's no reason why to force trades.
Yeah.
I just gotta sit tight.
Yep. Word. Yeah. Oh, and you can see HP Hamang. He's on the YouTube chat. If you go on the YouTube chat, I can make you a mod on the YouTube chat the way Hamang is.
Okay.
So you can answer questions that people type, stuff like that.
That'd be sweet, yeah.
Yeah, just log in over there and then do that. So let's see. Nick, are you still working? Are you?
So this is Thanksgiving was like my 1 year not working. So
Okay.
just trading.
Yeah, so unemployed.
Unemployed. You got it.
Yeah.
Just living that California life.
Right,
Surfing
right,
as
right,
much as I can and pretending like I day trade.
Yeah, I love it. All right. Well, no, that's awesome. I wish especially when it's cold out. Still I'm wearing my jacket, my hat.
It's so nice here. I don't know.
You say that as a visitor, and then you get to go back to the beach.
Well,
Yeah, I know.
there's less trash though.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I don't know.
And you don't want those taxes. You don't want that noise.
No, well, the taxes. Yeah, no, to be
And
honest.
it's not just income tax. It's like everything is like a third more expensive. Like I was at Whole Foods. It's just everything's pretty much like a third more expensive.
Yeah,
So
it adds up. Cost of
Helps
living.
being in the South for me. It's
Yeah.
really low cost of living.
Yeah.
And especially with my business. I mean, I don't know if anybody's moved recently, but Huntsville was like the #1 most affordable city or something. So we've had like a crazy amount of people moving in and a lot of people selling houses and stuff. So for my business, it's been awesome, but it also helps for trading. So the money I make, I mean, I can live off of really little in Huntsville for
That's
sure.
great. Takes your pressure off of trading as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you
Which
don't
used
need to make the money.
Yeah, which in the winter, a little more stressful because it's a little too cold to pressure wash. But yeah, it still helps for sure.
do you wear like a wetsuit in the winter?
Yeah, I mean, just jackets and stuff. We just spray chemical and rinse it off for the most part. So just a lot of mildew, organic growth in the
Yeah.
South. but-
It's funny that you mentioned pressure washing. Pressure washing and painting houses was the thing that helped me save for
Yeah.
PDT in my TD account.
That's how I got over PDT was just doing anything I can. I used to sell books on Amazon too, Amazon FBA.
Yep.
That was definitely a task, but this is a lot nicer for sure.
Yeah.
No, it's a being able to adjust your lifestyle so that you could consider $2,000 a month success as a trader. Like that really is huge because there's a lot of people out there who are going to be like $2,000, that's not enough. That's not success. And they give up. Well, 2,000 a month, maybe that's a starting point. Maybe 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, you scale it up, but you've got to be able to be content with the progress, and it can be slow at times. So I think, that was an advantage for me when I got started living in Vermont. I mean, Vermont's not the lowest, it's not the lowest income, cost of living place, but certainly not as bad as other places. So anyways, that was an advantage that I had for sure. And I was young. So, and you guys are young.
And then it's $2,000 in 1 hour of trading a day, which
Yeah.
is so much different than $2,000 a month on a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
freedom. I mean, you're essentially making what? I don't know, $300 an hour. Which
Yeah.
is
If you can do it in a couple hours, and
Right.
then, you could spend the rest of the day
doing something else.
doing something else, side hustle. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing that for me is like being able to be independent.
Yep.
That's what it's about. So I'm okay with, I'll work hard, and I do work hard, but I do it on my own terms. Like even still today, like everything pretty much is on my own terms. And if I decide I'm not liking it anymore, then I will switch gears and I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So being able to find things that you could do that you can make some money doing and enjoy, that's awesome. But not everyone gets there, so you guys are fortunate.
Yep, for sure.
It's a blessing. For
And
sure.
Larissa, I made you a mod on YouTube also.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think if there's people misbehaving, you can,
Smack him down, Larissa.
yeah. Okay, so we've got about 15 minutes to the opening bell.
I don't know. On DBGI, some in the chat are saying the break of VWAP right there, but it looked like it was just doing a false breakout. And it's just sluggish. Like, these are just so sluggish right now.
I agree.
Yeah, a lot of topping
Like,
tails.
look at the 5-minute volume on DBGI. That doesn't look ideal to me, really.
Just descending volume, yeah.
Did you just type that?
Yeah.
Okay. I wish they made it a little bit easier to be like 100% sure.
Yeah, no, that's me. Gotta keep an eye on the chat.
Yep,
You gotta keep everybody in line.
that's right. Yeah, so Marcelo had on your YouTube, you do recaps and
Yeah,
you know,
primarily
things
I
like
do
that.
recaps. Something I've been doing a lot too is doing YouTube shorts, just showing like quick clips of my trades.
Cool.
Because my trades are super quick.
Yeah.
My average trades are no longer than 10 seconds.
Mhm.
It's like in and out, rip and dip, dip and rip out of a hot type trade.
Mhm.
So it's been very easy for me just to clip whatever live trading archive I have
Totally.
and just post it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something that I do because I'm following your footsteps, and you mentioned that giving back and doing recaps and teaching people is so rewarding, but at the same time it makes you a better trader.
Yeah.
So every time I do a recap and I just go over my trades, at the same time I'm helping people, but primarily I'm helping myself and how to
Yeah.
get better for the next day, creating a little bit of a game plan for my next trades.
Yeah.
How can I manage my risk a little better? So it's just it's just a fun thing to do. Now going back to the topic of diversifying, I'm making like $100 off of YouTube now
That's awesome.
a month, which
Yeah.
is not a lot, but it's like my phone
dude,
bill
that's awesome.
and stuff like
Sure,
that.
yeah.
So
That's passive. I mean, I don't know if we really call it passive, but it's fairly you're putting out content, but
Right.
but even if you stop putting out content for a while, it'll keep going. So
Yeah, and I mean, you're already going to be going back over your trades. You're just
exactly
yourself,
this is-
so it's
that's
kind
exactly
of
the
like
reason why I started posting.
you
because
might as well.
I already study my own trades and do my own recap of myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How could what was my best trade? How could I do better for tomorrow? So instead of doing it by myself, I just post them. I don't do classes or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just go over my trades. And if people find that helpful, fine. If not, at the end of the day, it helps me become a better trader.
Yep. Yeah, I think it helps. It's fun certainly with trading because there's enough people out there that you can post a recap and you can start getting comments. People start, and you get some people that talk smack or whatever, but you get engagement. And you sort of can start to feel like oh, this is fun. People are
fun, yeah.
engaging with what I'm posting, and then it also helps hold you a little bit more accountable because you're like, okay, I got to be, I can't tell people don't do this and then I go and do it the next day.
Right.
Like, I mean, things happen, but you got to try to sort of stay true to your strategy. And I think it's great. And, some people might do them kind of on their own in journaling and they don't want to be out on public social media. And that's fine, but there is something nice about doing it, the way I've been doing it, the way you're doing it.
Yeah, and especially because trading is so lonely.
Yeah.
It's like if you do something like that, or even if you're part of a warrior trading community, it's so much more helpful to have somebody to go back and forth and discuss about the lifestyle, about us outside of trading, and about trading in general. Because right now it's fun because I have you guys here, but this is usually just me by myself in the room the entire day.
Same here. Yeah.
So,
Which for you, it's all day. For me, it's like 3 hours in the morning, which isn't bad, but
Yeah.
I could definitely see how that would be a lot
Right.
more tougher for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm right there with you. I record all my trades, and I mean, I just review them kind of like, I don't know, I kind of treat myself as like, I don't know, like a football player or something. You're just
Yeah,
reviewing
that's-
film basically. And,
Yep.
but I could definitely, I mean, it's like, might as well, you know, I'm already thinking it. I just say it out loud. And, you know, I mean,
Right.
I've watched a lot of your videos and they're super helpful for me, especially if I'm having like a tougher day. Be like, oh, what'd you trade? What'd you think about the market today? Same with, you know, the chat room. I mean, it's,
and that has to be
it's
the
great.
first tip for everybody out there. If you're not recording your trades, you have to do it. Because you're gonna learn so much more of your own recordings than anything else.
Well, it's so fast, you might just forget what trades you were in for the day. I
Right.
mean, I've definitely done that on hot days where it's like, you know, with free commissions too, we can take a lot of trades in a day.
Yeah,
And
you got over
and going back and
100
seeing
executions. Yeah.
exactly where the mistakes you're making are. Same with like reading level 2, you can just go back over and be like, okay, well, there's the bid. Should have got in right there. And,
Right.
you know,
And for me, when I was struggling, when I was still learning, for me, the stock market would be open 7 days a week. Because during the weekends, I would still wake up at the same time. I would still do my exact same routine. But instead of trading live, I would go over my recordings of the entire week.
That's cool.
So for me, it was learning 24/7 all the time, even after the market's closed. Time to go back to the recordings, or in the weekend, there's no market open, but I have my recordings. So you never stop studying. And that's why, even though it took me a while to become profitable, like 2 years and a half of pure struggle and losing, for me, I truly believe I have like 4 or 5 years of price action in my head, just
Yeah.
because of how much I've been going back to the recordings and to that level 2 recording, and just to really see just to really learn the intricate price action the level 2 tells you. Because, for me, the level 2 and the way it moves tells me so much more than, I don't know, a chart or a ticker symbol.
Yeah.
And you can only really learn that if you have recordings and the thing moving and just staring at it all day, which is what's super beneficial. Your live trading archives you post on Warrior Trading. I think I've gone over those things maybe 3 times each of them, because truly understand what did Ross see on the level 2 here
Right,
before he
right,
bought,
right.
Yeah, I
or
agree,
what did he
Marcel.
see before he sold. It's like that's literally what made me profitable, being
Yeah.
able to go back to those. And
I went over them like twice each. Like I haven't seen any of the recent ones, but like a year ago, whatever it was up then, I had at least 2 times each.
They are so helpful, and it's almost like overwhelming, like how much education there is like in the pro package, because I'm still working on my first profit badge, but I have a pretty good mindset of like, what I'm good at, what I struggle at. I've been doing this for a little while, and I'm still, every chance I get, going back to the education and like rewatching those live trading archives. They are so helpful. Even the
Right.
mentor sessions, there's so many Q&A. There's just, where maybe like you see questions that other traders ask during that live Q&A that you never even thought to ask, and there's the answer right there. It's so helpful, especially like nowadays when the market's been slower. There's just more time to study, in my
Right.
opinion, at least.
Yeah,
Right.
that's 100% true.
It's so funny. I went through the courses so many times that I really had dreams with Ross.
I did too. It's
I'm
weird
I
to
already
say,
met
but
you like 5 times.
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been on a
Yeah.
stage in my dreams, like talking to people, like I made it,
It's just crazy. It's like, okay, I'm staying at the level 2. I'm coming up to a breakout level. What would Russ think here? Green on the tape long. Yeah.
Or you have trades in your sleep where you're like, man, that was such a good trade.
That's
You wake
happened
up
to
and
me
you thought it
before.
actually happened. You're like, yeah.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
You get obsessed with it.
I had a dream just the other night where I was in my dream. I was like, the 5 and the 7 EMA. Like I need to. And I woke up and I was like, oh, 5 and 7, 5 and 7. What is this?
It's a prophecy, maybe.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. If anyone finds anything huge on the 5 and 7, let me know. But yeah, it means you're fully immersed in trading.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
it's just-
something else. Yeah, if you just surround yourself, because it is lonely, like Marcelo said, you basically can surround yourself with Ross, and like people that, same with the chat room, to where you're just, all you think about is trading, and over time you just get in tune with the market.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
Exactly.
and even if you may not be profitable yet, it's just, doing it day in, day out, you pick up on things for sure.
Right.
At least I know I did.
Probably at this point, since it's so close to the bell, I'm just going to be watching to see if we get any like halts up on something, and see if one catches somebody's attention, because I don't think I'm interested in anything right now.
Yeah, I don't got any gap in those either.
Well, leading gappers only 21%.
That's how you know it's a good day.
Yeah. So we had a couple that popped up and faded. DBGI, which,
If you were quick, I guess.
yeah, if you're quick, or, to the short side, Chris screen today, he got a short on DBGI. I didn't even see cost of bar at light speed. Let's see. No shares at light speed on DBGI.
I think the one I'm going to be watching into the open is ZH or ZH.
ZH, where is this?
It doesn't have a lot of volume, lower price, so for you guys it might not be very attractive, but I like that it's doing a little bit of a flat up here on the 165.
Oh, I like the 165 price range. That's actually a really nice price range to trade.
This looks like a barcode.
That's why we like trading it. We
certain
can understand it.
that this is actually a stock.
It's definitely one of those that your best winners are going to be 3 cents. So you got to take massive size to make profit out of it or not trade it at all.
I wish you the best of luck.
30K shares to make a couple bucks.
That's not going to be for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I like the volume build on that. We'll see.
DVGI, I don't know. It's dead, like very dead.
Yeah, they're sluggish.
Could be waiting for open too. Like a lot of times stuff will kind of trade in like a range right before open.
Mhm.
Right. I'll keep an eye on XBEV, even though it's a higher floater. If it does something similar to what it did Friday, went from $10 to like 13, we might get some opportunity there. But again, it's not a quality stuff.
Yeah, and that's over the course of like hours that it made a 3-point move. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Is it worth it?
Yeah.
And in hindsight,
could be.
it's a tough call, because if I sit here, don't trade anything, and then something over the course of 3 hours slowly goes up 20%, 30%, I think, guess I could have.
You look back
Could
at
have
it and
sat
be
and
like,
held it.
right,
Yeah.
A note on ZH. It's sitting at its 200 SMA on the daily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that lands at 164 on TD. It could vary by a couple cents. Those usually play for higher float stocks, so I'm not quite sure what the float is on ZH yet, but I'm looking at it.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna sit tight in the open here. Probably,
Yeah, right.
probably honestly
I
nothing
ain't
to watch.
got much either.
Maybe DBGI.
I've already spent more than I'd like to have spent.
All right. Well, we've got a little bit of a game plan here. So, Warrior members, we're gonna keep trading, keep streaming, of course. The plan will be we'll probably sit here and look for opportunities, until 10:30, 11, something like that. We'll talk if it's nothing's moving, we'll keep talking, and then starting probably around 11, maybe 11:30, I think we'll do one panel topic going into lunch, and that'll be like 45 minutes to an hour at most. Then we'll take a lunch break, and then we'll come back and we'll do a couple panels in the afternoon. Ted and Diane are going to be here today, so the focus will be on trading psychology, and then so that's the plan for today, and then basically same schedule tomorrow and Wednesday. All right, so we've got about 4 minutes to the opening bell. We've got a game plan, and those on YouTube, thank you guys for being here. A reminder, as always, trading is risky, and my results aren't typical, so make sure you take it slow. If you want to do a 2-week trial, there's a link posted in the chat, so you could do a 2-week trial and tune in virtually to the rest of the action of the trading summit. All right, thanks guys. We'll see you back at it first thing tomorrow morning.